Hey everybody, Mark Edward Lewis here from CinemaSound.com. Today we're going to be adding another installment of damage into the series of videos that we're doing comparing and contrasting Davinci Resolve Fairlight Page with Adobe Premiere Pro. Today we're going to be looking at how easy is it to quickly and intuitively hit the good sound button. So in Premiere and Resolve, how fast can you get things to sound great? Let's roll. All right, we're here with both Davinci Resolve and Adobe Premiere Pro open at the same time, which I don't really recommend, but that's what we got to do to demonstrate this. So we're going to take a listen to this particular clip. It's been recorded outside in a reasonably noisy place with birds and all kinds of things like this. We're going to take a listen to it just on my iPhone, front microphone. Let's roll.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good.
Super. Obviously, it needs a lot of work. There's a bunch of ways in the old days that we used to be able to do this. Add EQ, add compression, do denoising, de-essing, add de-reverb, do some final compression and limiting. But now in Adobe Premiere Pro, and in Audition for that matter, Essential Sound is probably the quickest way to get to the good sound button as I've ever seen. Very, very fast. And all we really need to do is select the audio in question and select which kind of dialogue or audio it is, in this case dialogue. And then it presents us with all of these capabilities. And I'm just going to put this on loop, and we're going to do some reduced noise, some de-hum, some de-ess, some reduced reverb, dynamics, probably going to add the right EQ, and some final compression and limiting. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing here. I just want you to see how fast I can make this happen. I'm just going to put this on loop.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good. Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good. Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good. Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good.
That was about 90 seconds, and I was able to take this gross-sounding piece of audio and get it pretty edgy, pretty clean. It's not perfect, but it's very, very fast. Let's see what we got to do in Davinci Resolve to do the same thing. Now, I'm going to show you kind of one of two ways of doing this. Because Resolve doesn't have a really great denoiser, we kind of have to add it into the chain in a way that's a little bit cumbersome. But the first thing we need to do is make sure that our EQ dynamics and effects are in this kind of a fashion, which is what we want. So that should actually be turned off. All right, so the first thing we need to do is do some kind of a denoising. So we're going to add the Fairlight noise reduction. And let's see, let's take a listen here.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good.
Okay, that's a place to start. And then we're going to add the dialogue processor.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good. Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can...
There is a hum in here, so we need to add that denoise. You hear that thing going on in there. 50 hertz, 60 hertz. Let's see.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good. Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front.
So that's not too bad at all, but that's taken me quite a bit longer. One of the other things that we can do is, it doesn't help with the denoising part, but one of the things we can do is use the Cinema Sound audio presets that we have available. And I'm going to mute this track and instantiate this one. And we basically, once you have them installed, you go to Fairlight Preset Library. Under Global Track Presets, you see all of the presets that we have available. So let's say we wanted to do audio. And I mean, just for fun, let's say bad phone. Let's check this out. And by the way, this is not normal. I have to go to bus one so I can send it to you guys.
Front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Now, here's me outside with...
And it builds into the plugins exactly what you need, which is fun. Let's take a look at maybe a Catherine Zeta-Jones situation.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and...
Here's a combination of dialogue leveling. Let's try this.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see how we can make this sound any good.
Let's do a little dialogue male smooth.
Crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas.
So James Earl Jones.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds.
And maybe with this setting, if we added the hum, which is obviously really, really annoying, 60 hertz.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some.
But even there, it just doesn't have the same sound because of all the artifacture and everything as this.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And
which is what we did here. But let's compare that with Premiere.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and...
Sorry, that was unfair. It's very loud. Let's go back again. That was unfair.
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds.
Okay, and...
Now, here's me outside with some crickets and birds. And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some...
There we go.
And again, on my iPhone audio microphone on the front. Oh, there's some cicadas. Let's see.
It just has so many artifacts. It's super edgy, and it takes longer to get this. You have to plug in all these things. Whereas with Essential Sound Panel, I was able to dial this in about 90 seconds. This one, at least 2 minutes plus, and it still isn't that great. So for me, by far, in terms of intuitive value and the quickness with which I can get a good sound and get a good sound at all, the Essential Sound Panel, even in this horrible recording, is the winner by far. So as you can see, without question, Davinci does not even close measure up to Premiere Pro. With that Essential Sound Panel, you can dial in good sound without having any, virtually no knowledge about sound, just by using the simple built-in presets. And even with the power of using the Cinema Sound Davinci Resolve presets, it's still far more difficult to do than you would ever have to do in Adobe Premiere Pro. Hopefully, this has been a valuable video for you. If so, please subscribe to us. We'd love to have you a part of our family, and definitely enjoy the hundreds of videos that we have here that help you get that Hollywood level $1 million audience immersion into your productions without improving or having to make your budget any louder. And definitely come visit us at cinemasound.com, where we have the world's only fully comprehensive audio education for picture that takes you from knowing nothing about sound all the way to being able to deliver in Dolby 5.1. And a whole bunch of other things, hundreds of articles as well, to help you get even more detailed on how to get that Hollywood level immersive experience for your audience. Hopefully we'll see you there. If not, we will see you in post.
Even if you put your stuff